Okay, go ahead.
So we met at my father's store on Mill Avenue. Her brother, who had been my friend for like a year or two at that point, is how I met her. She had come down with her mom to pick him up because he didn't have a car at that point, and he was working for my dad at his shop. And I remember I was just gonna go out there and like, I was gonna bother him because he was helping a customer, but I was gonna let them know like, hey, he'll be out in just a couple minutes. But I told him, I'm like, I'm just gonna go introduce myself to your family. And he's like, oh no, I don't want you.
That sounds like you.
We're both sitting in the car, just waiting in this dark alley, and
Dark alley.
and I'm like just hanging in there. I'm like, oh, you're Ryan's sister and mom. How are you guys doing? What are you up to? And that's how I met her the first time.
When I first met him, he was very straightforward, very bold, and not afraid to come out and say hi to me. So I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
When we first met, as far as like how I felt, I was just trying to give her brother a hard time because he was my best friend. You just kind of go and like, oh hey, I'm gonna talk to your sister. Oh, she's pretty. You just kind of give him a hard time, and there wasn't anything like that. I was just introducing myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna be oh wow, she's beautiful, I'm gonna take her on a date. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna give my buddy a hard time and help him out while he's helping someone else.
When did we know we wanted to get married? We knew. It wasn't like instant. It was, I think, gradual. He's a little bit more forward than I am, so he might have known right away.
I knew. I mean, luckily it was
I-
before COVID, and we were forced to live in the same building at all times. But I knew before that, at least.
No, yeah. I mean, we just had to kind of build on our relationship, and probably a few years in, I'd say 2 or 3 years in, I was ready.
6 months.
It was 6 days. I'm just kidding.
2 weeks later.
No, we were already comfortable with each other, so it was pretty smooth going from friends to more than friends. So we were already comfortable with each other, and I just think, we had to build our family, figure out each role, with his son, and getting to know me, being comfortable with me first, and figuring out, each other.
Yeah, I did. So I was the first one to confess their love for the other for a long time.
For a long time.
I knew your energy with my son, our son, Jack, and with just how you treated me. I knew right away I loved you, and this is the woman I could be with because of how well you took care of us. And it wasn't hard for me to say. I'm more in touch with my feelings.
No, you're not. You were first, though.
Yes.
To admit that.
So I was more in touch with my feelings at that point
Okay,
in time.
whatever you say. Yeah, Airport Park, it's just gorgeous, like, hiking trail, like, right where you can see all the red rocks, just beautiful sunset, and it was right at sunset time, and we had gone on this, like, there was actually a bunch of people over there where, like, the main area was, but we went on this, like, private trail, because he wanted to get it, like, just perfectly private and everything, so we were just taking pictures, and then at that point he had told Jack to take some pictures of him and me, and then I was off looking at the sunset. And then I turned around, and Nick was on his knee, and Jack had the phone, and, he asked me to marry him. And it was beautiful. To be in a meaningful relationship, I think it takes a lot of effort, not giving up, basically coming back to each other when you're having fights, and, just working through it. Yeah, just communication, trying to figure out how to get through things. I mean, it gets hard. Like, it's not easy. Relationships are not easy, but finding a way to get through it is, I would say, really important for a meaningful relationship.
It's hard to battle you in that regard when it comes to how to make a relationship work, because I'm usually not on the side of being right. And I want to be. I want to be like, oh yeah, you're wrong, but I've come to learn, like, I should probably start off this argument where I screwed up, and I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong, and then apologize in a way in which isn't completely humiliating.
I think it's important to both apologize,
Sometimes.
I wouldn't say you're always wrong.
I would say a majority of the time it's something I did to rub, the wrong way. And then it's just like, well, I don't feel like I did the wrong thing, but I know I did. So for me, it's not so much the effort part as it is like, hey, let's figure out where I made the mistake and make some adjustments not to go about it that way.
Our strengths. Is stubbornness a strength? I think we're both stubborn, so that's kind of it's kind of a tough one too. But
I'm not as stubborn as she is.
he's so stubborn, so stubborn.
I'm just stubborn about certain things, like painting.
Everything.
I refuse to paint.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
We get through it though.
And then she paints, Jackson's whole room by herself, and she's mad at me. I'm like, well, I told you from the get-go, I hate painting, and I will not paint.
True that.
So our similarities, as far as we mesh very well together. In fact, I couldn't imagine doing anything like, oh, that looks fun. First person I think of is her. In that regards, we do everything together. It doesn't matter if it's like watching Nurse Jackie, and I just watched 5 or 6 seasons of that, and I had that would be something I would never want to do. But the fact she was doing it, I watched all 5 of those seasons in like 2 weeks or whatever.
That's yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it's quarantine,
Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason. And then we started another show yesterday and finished it yesterday. The one word that would describe Rachel to me would be happiness. A lot of my joy comes from the interactions that I have with her on a daily basis. There's something that I know in my heart, if she wasn't around, my life would never be as good as it is now. Some of the most amazing things about Miss Rachel here is, beyond the physical, beyond all that, she is my best friend on the planet. We do everything together.
Some amazing qualities about him would be his silliness,
Back rubs.
Oh yes, back rubs.
And the
Thank
foot
you
rubs.
for reminding me of that. Yeah, I'm a little bad when it comes to that. He'll lay on the couch and I'll just put my foot right over there.
I won't even lay on the couch. I'll just sit on the edge, and then suddenly there's a foot in my lap. Like, oh, I've been here 1 second.
Ooh, what are our similarities? We are both nerdy. Yeah, we game together. We are just silly together. We just goof off, Just think that's probably the best part about our relationship is we're always just having fun and laughing and being silly, and he makes me laugh a lot. I love that about him. He'll tickle me, and I don't love that, but he'll just be random and surprise me a lot. It's always fun. It's always fun with him.
I should be walking, and then I'll just pick her up and make her walk
That
wherever
too.
I want to go.
And,
I'll be like, excuse me.
My favorite food is steak, probably prime rib. No?
No,
What?
not at all.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
sorry.
you
My
like
favorite
those
food is crab. That's what you're gonna say.
No.
What? I think I know
So,
my favorite food.
I think you do, but I think you forget on what you have on a frequent basis compared to everything else. So every Friday we go out to a Mexican restaurant of some kind and have Mexican food, where she gets either like tacos or tamales.
Yeah.
You get
I
your
like Mexican food,
tamales.
too. But I mostly go for the margarita, so.
Yeah, well, that's everywhere we go. But anyways, yeah. So she likes those other things, but she probably has those other things maybe once a month, every other month,
Yeah.
weekly for Mexican food with leftovers proceeding into the week.
Just trying not to admit that part, but you know. His favorite food is very different though.
Yeah, my favorite food as far as like what I like to eat, yeah, it's just Italian food.
And pizza, yeah.
Well, I mean that's Italian food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza and
You know, I was born into this brown
burgers.
body, but I really,
Stop it.
you know, from some part of Italy in here.
pizza and burgers. That sums him up. Differences between us? We've got a bit, you know, but I would say different hobbies. He's more into video games. But I mean, I am too. I'll play with him sometimes as well, but I like to, I don't know, like to go out and shop, and he could probably care less about that kind of thing.
True. Very true. I'm more into books.
Yeah, yeah.
What else? You love pugs on a level that's
We have a pug, yeah.
ungodly. I mean, your world
Yeah.
revolves around this little pug that follows you everywhere like a barnacle.
She's my baby.
Literally, like walking around like, oh, here's my pug.
Yep. Yeah, he's more of a cat person. I'm a dog person, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, cat interactions like, oh, pet, pet, pet. Oh, you're petting me? Bye.
He likes nighttime. I would say I like daytime. I like the sun, the sunshine.
I'm a night owl.
Kind of hurts his eyes.
Yeah, I'm light sensitive. All these lights everywhere.
He likes to stay up late. I like to wake up early. So we got a lot of differences, but
Well, I stay up late, and I wake up early.
yeah,
I
that's
just
he
don't
needs less sleep. I like to jump out at him and like scare him a
the shit
lot.
out of
Like
me.
that's my favorite thing to do is just like scare the crap out of him. And sometimes his reactions aren't that good though. They're like, "Whoa," you know. But I try to like I've learned to keep my space there. But one time he was waiting around the corner to kind of get me back with some chocolate syrup.
Oh my god.
He smacked me straight in the face when I came around the corner. He's like, "Poop, babe, poop!" And I'm just like screaming and crying at the same time.
I'll
Like,
send you that picture so you can have it.
get me in the shower now. The role of stepmom is rewarding. It's amazing. I love him with all my heart. There's nothing I wouldn't do for that kid. It's just, I mean, a famous quote I hear about this whole situation is, you know, I may not have given him the gift of life, but life has given me the gift of him. And that's just basically here, you know. I love everything about it.
Yeah. I mean, when you see someone just have an affinity for your kid and just treat you so well, and the emotion was just so raw and real, and you know, just sweet little things that you would do. You knew, like, I love this person, and I had loved her brother, and I loved her family, and like I knew she was good from the get go. I mean, I don't know. There's more to it than that, but. So as far as like funny things that happen in our family on a daily basis, going to bed for my son Jack, you know, he wants to be tucked in. This is something that she introduced to the family years and years and years ago when we first started dating and she started hanging out with my son. She would do tuckies, or you know,
What we call him.
yeah. So
Sounds grown
you
up,
know,
I
he
know.
brushes his teeth, he gets in bed, and he's there waiting to be tucked in. Well, she counts your toes, so it starts with tickling. And then it goes to like this thing where you do the head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
How does it
Head,
go?
shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah. Anyways, so anyhow, my son every night rushes to bed, and he's there just like waiting on top of no covers on him, just waiting to be tucked in. And then as soon as she walks in the room, he'll go from laying in the bed to his feet being over here and him like jammed in a corner so she can't get at him.
He's trying to hide.
So he's doing like a handstand in the corner and trying to hide his feet because he doesn't want to be tickled, but he does want to be tucked in.
Oh, he wants it. Yeah. He just pretends he doesn't. Make it last longer, I guess.
So
I don't
she's
know.
like literally like going over the bed trying to drag him into a tucked in position so she can count his feet. And the whole time he's just roaring with laughter, and then of course he's not tired.
No, he's wide awake at
Wide
that
awake
point.
at that point.
And then he gets to wind him down and read him a story.
Yeah.
He gets the hard part. If I could be an animal, is that a form of a question? Oh shit. I mean, obviously I love pugs, but I don't think I'd be a pug because she sleeps like 23.5 hours a day. So I'm not like that. I sleep at night and I'm good. I'd be a unicorn maybe. I love unicorns.
That's a mythological animal.
I don't care.
Okay.
They're majestic.
If we get to pick mythological animals, I'd be a dragon.
A dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sleep in my
He'd-
cave of treasure. And
he'd
fly
probably-
around
he'd-
and burn things.
He'd probably more like be a cat because he likes naps.
I do. Yeah.
Cat naps. I'm sticking with unicorn.
Okay.
Whoa.
Me.
Whoa.
I'd be what do they call him? Aladdin or Aladdin.
Aladdin.
He's super princess. Jasmine was the dude. She's the one that's like tough. He's like screaming and yelling like, "Whoa, God!" onto the carpet the whole time.
After a wedding, I don't think things will change as far as I can really see his reaction right now. But I don't think things will change.
Wife!
Change.
Wife!
You already
Wife, the lights are on.
you already
You forgot to turn off the light in the bathroom again. Wife!
I don't think they change too much because he's already a dork. Our first meal.
I can't.
I can't remember.
Do you cook?
Shut up. Shut up.
What is one word that describes him first thing in the morning? One word.
Groggy.
Moist.
Moist? I'm just resting.
Pillow.
Yeah, that's my
I'm
role.
preparing myself for what he's gonna say.
It's gonna give you a foot massage.
Could you ever prepare yourself for what I'm going to say?
Unfortunately not.
No.
Has she ever come up to you with the pug, Daisy, while you're sleeping, and give you kisses?
Yeah, no, that's in the morning. And so let me tell you about bedtime. So
Bedtime,
You get tuckies too.
no, she gets ow, you pinch real hard.
Sorry. I was
She
sorry.
gets tuckies every night.
Braid
Oh,
her
yeah.
hair while you're doing this.
Make it look
Braid
like
her
we
hair.
love each other.
Let
I
me
don't
just
like-
pick her,
I
let me
don't
pick
like
your
that.
nose. Let me pick your nose.
I don't like that. Can you go down? Thanks.
We're still recording that one.
Oh gosh.
When I wanted to get married.
When did
Well,
we
I'm
met?
still thinking about it. It's not decided.
You're my, always you're my, forever you're my reality. You're my sunshine, you're my best times, you're my anomaly. And I'd choose you in 100 lifetimes. I choose you in 100 worlds. I'd find you, and I'd say I do for the rest of my life. With all that I have, I do. And I will, when the sky is falling, every breath you take. I choose you. This is more than just a wedding. This is etched into eternity. With our union, we will move mountains. We will live on our knees. 'Cause he'd choose us in 100 lifetimes. He'd choose us in 100 worlds. He'd find us, and we'd say we do for the rest of our lives. With all that we have, we do, and we will, when the sky turns black and he comes back riding on the clouds. Every day and every moment, every breath we take, we choose